Hi, Kristen. How you doing? I've got your let me see. I've got your Stockholm. Here we are, right here. Let me just scroll to the beginning of that so we can get started. But you know what? I, well, you're gonna kick yourself in the butt. You really are, because again, this week we have. This week is supposed to be. This is supposed to be narrowed down to your final solution. And I see in your, I have this page open because here it is, and it's highlighted right here in the week 5 project 3, project phase 3 design development in the begin stage. We have this right over here in the overview. Based on feedback from last week's critique, take the most successful option from your phase 2 component and refine it into a realistic solution. But I can see over here in your writing that you're saying that you misunderstood last week's, and that here is basically, I guess what you're saying is, here's last week's work. And I'm cool with that, but boy, I don't know how this is going to go with grading, Kristen, because this is supposed to be down to a final choice. So I can give you this critique now, and then you can go ahead and repost based on your, the recommendations for this. So I guess what I'm saying is that let's just go ahead and pretend this is last week's submission. I'll go ahead and critique it right now and then take it from there. Okay? All right. So where are we? Here we are. Now, opening page. First thing I want to mention is this. This looks really business-like. The image is great. I think the image is a nice winter image of Stockholm. It really brings this nice flavor of Stockholm that loans itself wonderfully to the feeling of this Olympic Village type setting. The only thing we don't have, of course, are the graphics, because those wouldn't be in place yet, right? So this is awesome. This top half with the type it's too business-like. It's, center type, title case, center type, basically everything's centered, and with this very traditional serif typeface. So rethink that. I think it should be a little more contemporary in its visual flavor. First page, you're featuring bold text in body copy, which I recommend you don't. You also have really long lines. So you're asking your viewer to stop here, go all the way back there, start over again, and do the same thing, 40 or 50 times? And it's just, any viewer in their right mind is going to get tired right about here or so and not be able to finish. So my suggestion here, of course, is to remove the bold and add a 2-column type spread as opposed to spanning the page with 1 column of type. Next page, we've got back to your, this stuff we've seen. And my concern here was that we're starting to develop logo based on sketching little scenes as opposed to creating symbols. Okay, and that's what I'm seeing here, and those are my comments from last week. You remember, you read everything. I don't have to go back to them to review them, but and then here my question here is that again, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't go ahead and read through all of this because of the way that it's formatted. It's just really super difficult to read. And I'm browsing through it right now. I see your chosen color scheme. Okay, but right here you have your color scheme. What I was saying is I was looking for color in here, but I glanced through it really quick because of the reasons mentioned earlier. Now, what I'm seeing here is that there's nothing wrong with your color scheme, although I think you've got some pretty warm colors for a winter event. So you're really approaching a warm spectrum here. So you got to be careful with that and what it's saying. This featured color scheme isn't described in your research. So you'll want to describe that color scheme in your research. Why these colors, why this intensity, why this saturation, and why this combination. Okay, these look good. Now, this as a logo, I'm okay with it as long as you understand, though, that it's not really meeting or surpassing the objectives of the class, in that we're attempting to communicate using sign and symbols. Now, can this be a sign or a symbol of Stockholm? Absolutely, it can. So that's why I'm okay using it. I think that there's other ways to develop different symbols to represent Stockholm other than a direct depiction of the location's architecture. Okay, pictograms look awesome. These really, really have some wonderful, wonderful movement, and these are nice. I like these a lot. Very, very nice work. Now, the question here is, are they going to be able to stand up to other graphics? Are they going to... oh, and my other question was this, is technically, in a real-world project, you're going to be questioning about these pictograms and why these pictograms were developed for this logo. Do you see what I'm saying? You have to got to draw a connection here. Why these and this? What is the conceptual relationship? Let's move on to, this is the City Hall logo. Again, we get the same thing. We've got the same illustration as opposed to a symbol. So there's a symbol, and there's a couple of symbols in this image that I think are suitable for logos. There's 3 of them, actually. One, and I think the most obvious, is this Sammy, is it the Sammy Sun? Yeah, the Sammy Sun. I think there's your logo right there, Kristen. Let's zoom in. To me, that's your Olympic logo. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. It's got everything you need. It's symbolic. It tells a story. It reaches and harkens back into a history and a development, and it pays homage. I always have trouble with that word. It pays homage to the indigenous peoples of your location. There's your logo. That's what I'm saying. Okay, again, here's another area that could be suitable for a logo right here, and another. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, moving forward, now we have these pictograms. And again, you know, the movement and just, this is great. I love this, love it. These are the other ones from the last presentation, so I'm not sure why those are there. But okay, and then we have the horse, the Dalakarian horse. And I think this is, I'm not, boy, if we could get a really abstract drawing of a horse or somehow, I don't know how you're going to do this. I think this one actually holds the least potential of all of your logos, okay? And I think the same thing about the logo type also. So I suggest not moving forward with the horse. I mean, this is really heavy, really, really heavy. Okay, so you got my comments, and I think you've gotten, oh, there's where your colors came from this image. Okay, so is this image indicative of your color palette study? This is it. So what you're saying here is that this image holds all the colors that you've chosen and possibility to use in the project. And I think that's not enough. I think you need more color options. Now take a look at the outfit. Yes, it is a winter outfit for a child, and it looks very warm. However, it's depicting really warm colors. Do you want to use a depiction of warm colors on an event for a cold climate? Boy, that's a tough one. I say probably not. Okay, so there's what I have. So I guess take it and run, and then pick your final logo. Move forward with it. I just want to show you real quick. I want to show you Kat's work. You're going to see it anyways when you go through the discussion board, but look at this. I think, Kristen, you will, of all people in the class, appreciate beautiful work. And so I'm showing you this just to show you some of the possibilities. Tickets, ice rink graphics, bobsled run graphics, event tickets, couple of merchandising pieces. I'd like to see more environmental graphics, but look at good stuff. And then, of course, and then she went into creating a website, which is really, really cool. So food for thought. All right, so that's where we're at. If you have any questions at all, comments or whatsoever, and I'll work with you on this. I know you had a bad week, but that's not you as a student, so I get it. I'll work with you. So whatever you want to do, let's make this work, and that's the most important thing, okay? So get with me if you need me, and otherwise I'll be looking forward for your final selection, okay? Thanks.